Yo, 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 we live on location. November 8th, Black. We done made it into November. A lot of things have changed since last time we talked, bro. James Harden is now a Clipper. He part of that Clip Set vibe we come from. You know, the in-season tournament has kicked off and the standings are starting to sort themselves out a little bit, man. What you seen in this early little runabout we had going on so far, Black?
I've been seeing some good basketball, man. I'm excited. It give me that old school vibe, man. Everybody got somebody I want to see on their team, from the worst teams all the way to the best teams. I'm just excited for this season.
Presented by Sleeper. The early standings right now, man, in the East, you got, like we suspected, Philly, surprisingly, despite everything they had going on with James Harden and then him eventually, leaving, getting to LA, they still got a real strong start. What do you think about that East side right now, bro?
Man, the East look good. It's the teams that I expected to be up there or up there. Proud of the Hawks. I feel like the Hawks are having a good start coming in. The Pacers. I just like I say, man, it's just exciting basketball all the way around. And the East looking like they finna do something.
Man, while you talking about that East looking serious, this West looking real serious too, man. Like we talked about last time, Denver then came out. Listen, Michael Malone said it. He said, they after the ring night, that was the final episode of last year. That chapter is closed. That's over with. We not celebrating that no more. We on to the next. And in true fashion, they done came out this season's dominance. What you seeing out West?
Prayers up to CJ McCollum. We know he's going through
Word.
a long thing. Hope he get back healthy, get back to doing his thing. But the Denver Nuggets is man, defending champs, and they really, really looking like it. They looking like they got something else to prove again. They don't feel like they the people getting hunted. They feel like they still the hunter. The Dallas Mavericks, I'm happy for them, man. I see that Luka and that Kyrie is grooving, moving and grooving. It's looking good. You know what Golden State do. I love the pieces they add. I love CP coming off, man. You see the turnovers. His assist and turnover ratio is crazy.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Steph is Steph is being Steph, constantly breaking records and pushing the bar. Anthony Edwards, man, I feel like he had a great summer. He's doing his thing. I just hope he can maintain it. They can stay healthy. Shout out to their whole team because they've been playing great as a team. This is the first time in the last couple of years I've seen them kind of look good as an overall team. And
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
with him leading the way, it looks even better. And like
They
I say, the
dealt Boston
Pelicans,
they first lost the other night in the
yeah,
overtime, and
in
Anthony went
overtime,
crazy.
yeah. And the Pelicans, shout out to Anthony too on that, man. He played good D on my man Lil J. At the end of the game, man, that's how you step up and take another level in the game and accept the challenge. So shout out to that. And like New Orleans, man, I hope CJ McCollum come back.
Yeah.
That's an unfortunate injury, one of them things that you don't really know what's going on with your body. And for that to happen, we hope he get a speedy recover. But I'm just so happy to see Zion out there playing
Straight
consistently
up.
these last 8 or 9 games or so forth on. And like I say, man, I'm just excited for this season overall in general.
What you think about the teams? Like, man, these teams off to kind of a slow start. The Heat, the Miami Heat at 3-4, the Kings, Sacramento Kings at 2-4. The Grizzlies, I mean, we know what's going on with them. 1-6. They don't have Ja, and they added some new pieces and they trying to figure things out. It's tough life without Ja Morant out there. But what you see with those teams just struggling so far?
I feel like it's early. You can't really just really point the finger too big on them. The Heat is the Heat. Like I'ma always believe in that
They're
culture.
gonna
One
figure
thing I
things
know,
out.
they're gonna be a well in shape team and they're gonna fight to the end. So the Heat is the Heat. Sacramento, off all that success they had last year, this is the learning curve for them, and I feel like they up to it, man. They got a great team. I love a lot of players on their team, and I feel like they're gonna be back around at the end of the year to make the playoffs and be in the playoffs. The Grizzlies, losing Steven Adams, not having Ja the first 25 games, it's tough, and they got a lot of guys that they trying to figure out. So I expect them to make a push. So I'm really looking at them three teams that they're gonna make a push at the end. I expect to see them three teams in the playoffs, even though they having a slow start.
What you seeing with the Lakers out there, man? They got a slow start up and down so far.
I feel like the Lakers are missing shooting. They don't have no shooters out there. Man, I talk in the tone of this because it's like, man, it's LeBron's 21st year. Like I'm talking about, he got
And he's
21
still
years in this
blasting that
game.
thing.
He's still dunking that thing and doing that thing, and he need help. He need a lot of help, but I just feel like their team don't have shooting. But I don't bet against LeBron, and I think they gonna definitely be there at the end. I hope they give themselves some room because last year they had to play in the play-in, and I feel like having a guy as a leader in his in 21 years in the game, play-in tournaments ain't made for a guy like that. So I feel like they need to just find some shooting, so forth on, and just I definitely feel like I see them at the end.
Yeah, they gonna need AD healthy. He was kind of banged up and ended up leaving that game in Miami, something with his hip or something. He tried to credit to him. He tried to come back and stay in the game a couple times from when he first originally got hurt or
Yeah,
whatever happened to his hip. But yeah, he ended up not being able to finish, and it was a close game. They ended up losing by one, but yeah, man, like you say, they're gonna need that because LeBron's definitely looking like he's still in that mode and he's the best player on that team right now, leading them. So,
yeah,
crazy in his 21st year, but you gotta salute that.
definitely do.
Let's talk about that Harden factor, man. The trade happened. It happened in the middle of the night. He woke up
Yeah.
like, wait a minute, all your phones, you got alerted already, and it was there. Like, how you think this is going? I feel like everybody kind of panicking and tripping. It was a lot of knee-jerk reactions and hot takes after just one game. They lose one game in New York, the first time they ever get to play together, in the NBA and things like that. And everybody was like, is this messing this up? Is this doing that? And it was just a lot of stuff. What do you think so far of the trade, Black?
Oh, I'm happy about the trade. Like I'm excited about the trade. I feel like they got two players, him and PJ Tucker, that can really
Yeah,
help the Clippers take it to the next level and compete for a championship. Definitely on paper, when you look at it on paper, it looked like they one of the teams that can compete for a championship. I feel
yeah,
like it's just figuring out, and the best way to figure it out is in November and December. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? So you don't get them woes back then. I'm glad he didn't get traded in February or March where they had to figure it out quick. It's like they
yeah,
got a whole season to figure it out, and I think it's gonna be good. They have a whole lot of options to do. I love the meeting that they saying Tyloo had with the guys,
yeah,
and telling them like, man, the only way we can win anything is for us to come together. And like I said, I love that. I didn't think PJ Tucker was gonna get traded with him, but I love a guy like PJ Tucker going with him, a defensive guy. But I think James gonna be James. James really want to prove something to the world, and I feel like he's gonna do that, and he's gonna get the opportunity to do that with a coach like T. Lue. I feel like they're gonna be all right. I'm excited for them. I always want the Clippers to win their first championship, so I hope it's this year.
yeah, man. I'm with you. I definitely think it could work. I mean, one, like you said, with T. Lue, especially taking the lead like he did, having that initial meeting. But I think also people got to look at these guys and where they are in their career. They all done made buku cash, big boy, so many max deals or whatever. You know what I'm saying? They them dudes. So they've done that. They've all had signature shoes. You know what I'm saying? They've all been the leader, the best guy on the team, been this, been that. They've all been USA. They've all been first team all NBA. A lot of them have MVPs. Kawhi is the only one that has a championship. So for everybody else, it's all about one thing. You don't have these. It's not like when we all starting out and we got these aspirations and I'm trying to establish. Like they established, they are who they are. They all gonna be Hall of Famers.
They know
They
who they
all
are.
gonna yeah. It's like they all have had all-star selections and all of these different things that now the one thing that should be important is just winning. And I think when you get a group of guys that have this much talent and they've got this much, knowledge of the game, all these guys in 10 years plus and been around the game and know what to do and know how to carry themselves and know how to perform. So I think when you give them this much time, like you said, it was important for them to make the trade and get them. It's November; they get a whole season to feel each other out and to feel things out and figure things out. The one thing that I'll be interested to see is when it comes down to the end of the game, how do they figure that out? You know what I'm saying? Because each of those guys, respectively, have been that guy at some point or another. And it's like now that we are together, who will that guy be? And how will it be when that guy that we do decide to do it? What if he don't make one? Or what if he don't make two? You know what I'm saying? Like, how do we move? It's like that's gonna be important.
They're definitely gonna be important down the stretch. I feel like the problem, I feel like all them guys should start. Down the
Yeah.
stretch is gonna be kind of iffy and shaky. Defensively, I would put Russ in. Offensively, if James might come in at the end of the game, so that's gonna be kind of shaky. One thing I'm definitely super super excited about is, man, the Clippers need to win a championship. They need to win their first championship, and what's better than to have guys originally
From
from
LA.
LA.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Guys, they got 5 guys that was born and raised in LA, and I think it's just time now.
Nah, I'm definitely excited for the clip show. I was glad, they got everything done. They got Harden there, everybody happy. So it's gonna be exciting to see, man. Let's talk about this in-season tournament, bro. This is the first of its kind. The NBA has never done it, and it just kicked off last Friday, and so it's a championship tradition. It goes from November 3rd to December 9th. It's 2
Mhm,
stages. It's group play, and then the second phase is knockout rounds. Group play
mhm,
is when all 30 teams they randomly got drawn into groups and given their conference within their conferences based on win-loss records from last year's regular season, basically.
mhm,
So each team will play 4 designated group play games. One game against each team in its group. 2 home, 2 on the road. And the tournament nights is basically the group play games will take place on Tuesdays and Fridays in November, known as tournament nights.
yeah,
Getting past that, the knockout rounds will be 8 teams, 4 per conference, and then they will advance to group play from group play into the knockout rooms. 8
mhm,
teams equals 6 group winners and 2 wild cards. The wild
mhm,
cards team, those are a team from each conference with the best record in group play games that finish second in its group. Then when you get to the knockout rounds, you got single game elimination into the quarterfinals, December 4th and the 5th, and that's going to be live on TNT. It's going to be played in the teams' arenas. You see, they got the new courts, they got the jiggy, jazzy courts for the whole in-season
yeah,
tournament. Whenever they play those games, it's a special court down. The knockout rounds is going to be single elimination games in the quarterfinals. Then you got the semifinals on December 7th on ESPN and TNT. And
yeah,
that's gonna be the big shebang in Vegas at the T-Mobile Arena. And the championship is gonna be December 9th again in the T-Mobile Arena. So the new deal they've put in place, bro. It's gonna be these boys get the winning team get 500 racks a player
mhm,
and the
mhm,
coach.
yeah,
They getting that cash, Black. And like I just feel like everything else, bro. We all, the guys in it, these are the most competitive dudes in the world. People asking, do they care? Will they care? Are they gonna get into it? Like, bro, anytime you put a championship in front of us, it's like, yeah, we want to get it. If we planning this thing and we here, like, you gonna have those dudes that are the most competitive. You damn right, they gonna want the championship. They gonna want to be MVP. All of these things. This is the first time this ever happened. So this is gonna go down in history. If people get a chance to be a part of that, don't think that a LeBron don't or a Giannis and all these dudes don't think like that's something to put on a notch on my belt that nobody else could never have because this is the first time it's happening. You know what I'm saying? So I think that combined with the 500,000, like please, bro, like it wasn't no secret why that first Friday was lit. The games was all competitive, close games, and everybody fought hard. What do you think of this about the whole the NBA bringing this new entity to it, and I feel like it's gonna be like another All Star Weekend type entity, and It's in Vegas. It's going to attract, you know, a lot of NBA alumni, the legends, the retired players, former players. Obviously, probably not as many current players will be there because it's, you know, an in-season deal. But I think it's going to be a big deal and a huge success.
Yeah, I definitely love it. I love how they changed the courts with the trophy in the middle of it.
Yeah.
I love how they wearing their city jerseys for the games and so forth on. I love the group play, how it's structured, and to win a championship in Vegas. It's 82 games, but if you win that championship, you're gonna play at like 84 games.
Yeah.
I'm just loving the whole thing of it. And like you said, competitive. If they not gonna be competitive now, trust me, the first time they see somebody holding that trophy up and
They're
winning
going to
it,
be, yeah.
it's on after that. You know what
And
I'm
it's like
saying?
it's a Final Four. It's like the tournament. Like you send them to Vegas for the Final Four, and then it's like everybody at home watching that. They gonna be like, "Damn, we could be there." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Everybody got to watch that.
And like this adds another accolade to to players' resume. You know, now you
Yeah.
can add this accolade where I was MVP of the in season tournament, or I won the championship and I was MVP of the finals of the in season tournament. I think
Hmm.
man, that just add more credentials to your rap sheet, you know?
Another piece of hardware to go up in your box, which for those
Yeah.
MVP and all that All-Star MVP types.
Let me ask you, going through the group play, can you pick the teams that you feel is gonna win out of all the groups? Let's just start with East Group A. Who you got in that?
I like Philly coming out of there. I like Philly coming out of East Group A.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. I'm feeling Philly too.
Who you got for B? East Group B.
I got the Bucks.
Okay. I want to say the Bucks, but I want to say Miami too. I'm gonna say Miami.
Okay. East Group C.
Boston.
I got Boston too. Out of that. So out of the East, who is your wild cards out of these? You can pick wild cards from either conference, huh?
I'm not sure. I'm gonna go Orlando out of the East is my wild card.
Okay. Yeah. I'm gonna go Hawks, the East wild card.
All right, West Group A.
West Group A, I got the Suns.
I have the Suns or the Lakers. I need
Okay.
I need Book and Bill back in the fold.
West Group B, I feel is the best group out of all
The
the groups, East
division.
or West. East or
Yeah.
West, I feel like with the Nuggets, Clippers, Pelicans, and Mavs in that in that group, is that's a crazy group to have.
Yeah.
You can go either way. But I'm gonna go with my clip show.
I'm gonna go with Denver.
Hmm.
I'm thinking, you know, I'm gonna get Eclipse time to iron everything out and figure everything out, and we want the bigger picture for them. But I think the way Denver playing right now, they steamrolling stuff right now. They hooping.
Yeah. West Group C.
Golden State gotta go. I think them
I'm with that.
or Minnesota. Them or Minnesota, but I think I'm gonna take Golden State out of that.
Yeah, I'm
Take
gonna
the
take Golden
Warriors.
State too. Who's your wild card out of the West?
My wild card out the West is, especially for this, I'm gonna say OKC, bro.
Mm.
I just I know Shea can really get going, and then you know he got a lot of young help now, man. Chet out there looking crazy, and I think they got a lot of young you know they got them young Rough Riders that's just out here just playing. Ain't no we don't play hard. They all play hard all the time. I think you know that's a one up right there for me. I'm a they my wild card. OKC.
My wild card is the Dallas Mavericks. MVP Luca. They
Luca.
looking good this year. They my wild card.
Hey man, we got that rookie of the year watch, man. You know, we both switched our picks. I had Chet
Hmm.
first, but Chet and Wemby right there, neck and neck at each other. Wemby averaging 19.4 points per game, 8.4 rebounds on 46.2% shooting, and he getting them 2.6 blocks per game. And then Chet, right at 17 points per game, 8 rebounds per game on 55.7% shooting. What you seeing between them two, bro?
Yeah, I think that's gonna be the race all year. It's gonna
Yeah,
really come down to Wemby and Chet. I feel like it's gonna come all the way down to the end that no matter who ever wins it, the other guy could have won it
yeah.
too. I feel like as long as they stay healthy, this is consistently what we're gonna get from these guys. Like if anything, I feel like their point average might go up a little bit, but man, like man, 19, 8, and a couple of blocks. I wish I could have got that my rookie year.
Hey, averaging that boy out here
Yeah.
hooping different.
Yeah.
I mean, we got to give a big shout out, man, because we knew something was gonna happen. We didn't know exactly what role our guy was gonna take, but Udonis Haslem was hired by the Miami Heat, of course, as VP of basketball development. Man, shout
Well
out to
deserved.
UD, shout out to the Heat for keeping the OG in the building where he belongs and doing what he's supposed to be doing anyway, because he gonna stay impacting that team no matter what. And just realizing and recognizing real, man, putting that man in position to be effective and transition the right way and smoothly. He's still right at the crib. He's still right where home always been. He did that thing 20 years now, and to be able to continue to do it in a different fashion and kind of shape his own thing and he might be creating a new position for the league over there with what he's doing. So, man, super, super salute to UD.
Yeah, man. Shout out to UD, man. How many guys you see that retire from the league and he shows up the next year in practice with his knee
At
pads
training
and
camp on that. You feel me? That
and
was so gangster.
his practice union. The position is well deserved. You know, his presence in the culture of the Heat is unmatched. You know, he's a legend. Can't wait to see his jersey retired down there. Man, just shout out to him, man. It's good things happen to good people, and he one of them.
We got a couple of in-season tournament games this week. Clippers at the Mavs, Lakers at the
Mhm.
Suns. Those gonna be big on Friday in the in-season game, boy. You know them gonna get major play.
Yeah. I'm excited to see them games. Like I said, I'm really getting used to this in season. I know we only had 2 games in season tournament games, but man, it's looking fly. Like these courts and they new jerseys, different colors. Like man, it's definitely a dope idea.
All it does, it just brings me back to I was born like 10 years too early. Like I won't play in the in-season tournament. I want some of this new good money they getting, but go ahead, young fellas. We salute it. We got a new segment courtesy of Sleeper Picks Daily Fantasy, which
Yes, sir.
allows you to choose 2 or more players and pick more or less from their predicted stats. So
Yeah.
we'll get into the picks we want to highlight for the games that we got going on tonight.
Mhm.
More or less? That's the question, Black. More or less? We got Celtics and Sixers.
Mhm.
Is Jason Tatum going to have more or less than 29.5 points?
I think Tatum is going to have more than 29.5 points.
Okay, I'm gonna say more as well. I think it's gonna be it should be a good game, man. I think Philly's playing well. Obviously, Celtics is hooping right now, but I think in order the history don't lie. In order for the Celtics to do and go where they need to go, especially in the big games like this, they're gonna need Big Tatum. They're gonna need Jalen Brown. So I think both of them could possibly get 30. But for this question, I think Tatum does go over 29.5. And
Mhm.
the second is Joel Embiid rebounds. Does he get more or less than 11.5?
I think Joel Embiid is going to get less than 11.5 rebounds.
Ooh. Okay. Um, I'm gonna go more. I'm gonna go
Mhm.
more than 11.5. Big fella gotta have a dominant, beastly type game for them to even have a chance, which I think he will. I think he'll go somewhere around 30 and 15. So I think he gets
Mhm.
more than 11.5.
Okay.
Next game, Warriors Nuggets. Does Klay Thompson get more or less than 15.5 points?
I think Clay is going to get more than 15.5 points against the Nuggets.
I agree with that. I think he's gonna get at least 20. I think he's been, he's been healthier this year. His body feeling probably more back to the way it used to be the further he gets away from them crazy injuries he had going on. But the shot is still pure, and now he got another guard to push Steph to that two and him to the three, and both of them running around. I think that gets him freedom a little bit more when he got CP getting him and Steph the ball. I think he gets more than 15.5.
Yeah.
Then you got the Joker. Does he get more or less than 12.5 rebounds?
I think he get more than 12.5 rebounds against this game.
Yeah, Joker been triple double dogging everybody. So I think, and then that's the Burley gang king. I call him Burley gang. So I think he gets more than 12.5. He's been dominant on the inside and in the interior. So I don't see why it would change tonight. We got the Clippers and the Nets. Will James Harden get more or less than 16.5 points?
I think James will get more than 16.5 against the Nets.
Yeah, I think so too. I think, this is game 2 of the fill out process. And you know how it is when somebody new comes to the team, bro. I think especially somebody like Harden, I think they gonna try and go out of their way to get them, ingratiated with the team and get them comfortable. I think he definitely gets 16.5. And this is old team, man. When you playing against your old team, your teammates always try and make sure 2 things happens. That number 1, we win the game, and number 2, you get busy. So I think he's going to get 16.5. I mean, more than 16.5. Does Russell Westbrook get more or less than 4.5 assists?
I think he get more than 4.5 assists.
Yeah, I think the way Russ has been playing, even with his aggression, he's still, like you say, he's averaging 6.5. And even with his aggressiveness, I think he's been aggressive with the ball, but still being unselfish and finding and making plays. So I think he definitely gets the more than 6.5, and he'll have a lot to do with Harden getting more than 16.5 as well.
Mm-hmm.
Lakers and the Rockets.
Mm-hmm.
Does LeBron James get more or less than 25.5 points?
I think LeBron will get more than 25.5 points.
I agree, man. It's tough to say, but even with LeBron being in year 21 and the oldest guy on the team and all of those things, he still will need to be at around 28 points a game, somewhere around that area, for them to be able to, be where they want to be and him to take them. And I think, LeBron is game. Forget about the minutes restrictions and all that. He's been putting it in and playing the minutes, playing in overtime, and he's been getting the buckets to be, like he ain't missing a beat. So I think he definitely gets that 25.5 because they not gonna have a chance without it.
Yeah.
Suns and the Bulls tonight. Does Kevin Durant get more or less than 30.5 points?
I think he get more than 30.5 points.
Yep, I agree. More than 30.5 because Devin Booker is still out. Bradley Beal is still out. And that's Kevin Durant. He got, he got to do what he do. And he's no stranger to being in this situation, like, having stars out, and he got to carry the load and carry the team. So I think he will get more than 30.5.
Yeah.
There you have it. Go check out Sleeper and remember to use promo code KH and you'll get up to a $100 match on your first deposit. Random stat of the week, Black. Uncle Jeff Green has now played with more teammates than anyone else in NBA history. Jeff Green has 262 teammates, bro. First of all, this is a crazy stat. It's a wild stat. And the people he basically just passed up the people that he's number 1. People that rank 2 and 3 is Vince Carter with 261 teammates, Trevor Ariza with 260. And Vince took 22 years to get there. So, that's like, sheesh. These boys have had some teammates. What do you think about that, Black?
Yeah, that's
Did you even
crazy,
know that
man.
was a stat? I didn't even know he was keeping that stat.
No, I definitely didn't. That's a crazy number. 200 teammates is crazy, let alone
That
200
is.
and some change.
You got a shout out today, Black? You got a shout out of today?
Shout out to the women's Colorado Buffaloes. Man, they beat the number 1 team in the nation, the LSU Tigers. Shout out to their team. First game of the season, man. That's the way to start it off, man. So shout out to them.
I'm gonna go back to the Heat, bro. I was hyped to see UD get put in that position and be doing something that, what I'm saying, that he loved to do anyway. Like, my guy gonna work out every day. So it's just I just feel like it was dope to see. It's dope when things happen the way they supposed to, man. When people do the right thing and things, fall into place the way they supposed to. I'm
Yeah.
I'm geeked to see him in that position and doing this thing, and I know he's it's natural for him. He's gonna thrive and kill and do his thing. So he might be making a new position for somebody.
Yeah, real talk.
That's a wrap, man. Me and Black will be back tapping in periodically, man. Especially we got to keep the post of this thing going. We got to stay on the post, man. Know what's going on. We got a whole in-season tournament happening. We got powerhouses being formed, trades being made, man. So me and Black gonna be on the case, tapping in, letting y'all know our thoughts and our opinions on all this. Knuckleheads out.